Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. In today's video, I want to go over everything that I read in December of 2025. I read a total of 12 books in December. I'm going to put the stats somewhere here. I figured I love seeing people's stats, their reading stats, and I thought that I would start incorporating them in my reading wrap-ups. These are in no particular order, but I will start with the first one on my stack, which is the last book that I read in December and in 2025, Sunrise on the Reaping. This book was meant to be like a slow way, like ease into the new year. I started it at the end of December, had like 3 days left, and I was like, oh, I'll just start it, ease my way into 2026 with a good, nice read. I finished this book in 3 days. It was so good, so devastating. I love The Hunger Games, and it is a series that lives rent-free in my brain ever since I reread it. I have always loved it, but I reread it in 2025, and ever since then, I cannot stop thinking about this series. Not even the characters specifically, but the series as a whole is just such a phenomenal series, and Suzanne Collins literally cannot write a bad book. So 100% recommend Sunrise on the Reaping. It is sad. The last line before the epilogue literally had me bawling my eyes out. Yeah, 5 out of 5 stars, Sunrise on the Reaping. The book I thought was going to be the last book that I read in December is Good Spirits by BK Borison. I really liked this book. I thought it was super cute. I did feel like it kind of lagged in the middle. I gave it 4 stars just because I felt, like I said, that it lagged a bit in the middle, but all in all, it was really cute. It's about a spirit, a Christmas spirit, that comes and meets this girl, and he's confused and she's confused as to why he's haunting her, because she's really just a good person and he only typically haunts bad people. So they're kind of trying to work through that. I did feel like it was a bit on the nose. Like, once you start reading it, if you've read a lot of romance, then I feel like you kind of figure out what the whole point is of the book is about, but I still really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cute, and I'm not a big romance reader, and I liked it. I enjoyed it. So I would recommend it. It is obviously a holiday read. You can read it whenever you want, but if you specifically want to read it during the holiday season, I would definitely pick it up this year in 2026. The next book is The Love Hypothesis by Hazelwood. I bought this book years ago, and I just decided to pick it up because the movie's coming out soon and I want to see the movie, and I'm one of those people that can't see the show or the movie before they read the book. So I picked it up and I was like, oh, I'll just, I'll get it now. I don't know, it just wasn't on my radar, as like a book that I really wanted to read, but I was like, oh, I'll just pick it up as like a quick, easy romance. I loved this book. I don't know what got into me. I read this in one day. I ate this up. I am absolutely obsessed. I feel like this book has been around for so long, so I would assume that most people know what it's about. But basically it's about this girl who, her name is Olive, and she's a scientist. I think she's a biologist, if I'm not mistaken. She tells her friend that she's dating this guy, and her friend catches her at the lab one night, and she just kisses the closest guy to her, which sounds ridiculous, I know. And usually I'm not, here for the cheesy romance plots, but this one, for some reason, just got me. I think it's because it's a little bit of a slow burn, and you can tell that they like each other, and it's just adorable. It's not overly like cringy or cheesy, and there's minimal spice in it. There is spice, but it's like towards the end, like I said, it's a slow burn. There's only like 1 or 2 scenes in the entire book that have like actual spice outside of just like kissing. And again, I don't mind spice, but I don't want it to be the entire book, So yeah, I really like this. I gave it 5 stars. 5 stars in the sense that, like, it's just one of the cutest romance books I've read in a long time. One of the only romance books that I've actually really, really enjoyed outside of like, Good Spirits as like a holiday read or something that has romance as a subplot. Like, this is a romance book and I really enjoyed it. The next book I read was for my boyfriend for Christmas, and it is his favorite book, and it is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I have my iPad here for notes. I gave this book 4 stars. Again, my rating scale is not super specific. Me giving The Love Hypothesis 5 stars and giving The Name of the Wind 4 stars, do not read too much into that. It's really just vibes. My rating scale is just vibes, you know? It's like how it made me feel. And The Love Hypothesis made me feel all giddy and I loved it, where Name of the Wind was really good. I really enjoyed it, which I did not expect. But it wasn't like my all-time favorite fantasy book, you know? So that's why I gave it 4 stars. But anyway, this book is literally about this guy who is telling his story. He's telling a story to these people, and he said it's going to take him 3 days to tell his story. And the first book is the first day that he's telling the story. The second book is the second day that he's telling the story. And then the third book that hasn't come out yet is the third day that he's telling the story. So in the first book, we follow him as a young boy into like his early to mid-teens and everything that he goes through, and school and girls and all that kind of stuff. But it's really good. I really, really enjoyed it. I can definitely see how it can be people's favorite fantasy novels. It wasn't my all-time favorite fantasy, but it is something that I definitely would probably pick up the rest of the series, or whatever is currently out at least, because it definitely was entertaining and I did enjoy it. The next book is Root Rot by Saskia Nislow. This one is just a short horror story. It was super odd and very eerie and a little bit gross. It's about this family who goes and visits it's like a family of young kids, and they're with their parents, and they go to their grandfather's lake house and all of the weird and eerie, creepy things that happen there. And it's not weird and eerie and creepy in the sense of like someone is haunting them per se. It's like the earth around them, the dirt, the water, that kind of stuff kind of almost has a life of its own, and all of the creepy, scary, eerie things that come along with it. I started this book in the evening one night and I literally had to put it down because the first couple of pages were already creeping me out. I gave it 3 stars. Horror is really hard for me because I want something that like really scares me and I haven't found that yet. So this one was good. I enjoyed it. I would recommend it if you like those types of things that are not overtly in your face, scary, creepy horror. If you like something that's a little bit more obscure, I guess, in the sense of horror, I would recommend it. This next one was just a cute, fun read, and it is Bunnicula by Deborah and James Howe. This book was so cute. It is about a dog and a cat and their investigation essentially into this bunny that comes to live with their family. And I thought it was absolutely adorable. I gave it 5 stars. I really I don't know. It's a couple hundred pages, if that, maybe not even a couple hundred. It's like 100. Yeah, it's less than 100 pages. And it's just a fun read. It's technically a children's book, but you could definitely read it as an adult and still enjoy it. I loved it. Absolutely adorable. I would highly recommend it. This is their 40th anniversary edition, and I thought it was super cute. Yeah, Bunnicula. The next book that I read was Blood Over Brighthaven by Wang, and this was a buddy read with Nita. I loved this book. This book was absolutely fantastic. I gave it 5 stars. It's a fantasy. It is a devastatingly beautiful story. I don't know, I don't want to give it away, but basically there's this mage, and she's the first female mage in this society, and all the things that come with that. It's absolutely devastating, and her story as it goes on, it talks about class and race and really what the people in government do to rule. And the ending is, I don't want to spoil it, but it's not necessarily it doesn't tie everything up with a pretty bow, you know. Wang has a way of creating these beautiful stories that are just so sad that make you want more, and then she doesn't write sequels. I don't know why she does this, but she does not write sequels. Sword of Kaigan is, again, an absolutely beautifully devastating story of family, you know, keeping up with appearances in a culture that suppresses women. And, you know, this review is not about that book, but she writes these amazing fantasy novels that pull in things from our society that are ugly and that people don't want to talk about or hear things about, but she writes them in a way that are digestible, but still they hold weight to them. It's very similar to the way Suzanne Collins writes the Hunger Games series. Like, it's something that anybody of any age can read, although I don't think Blood Over Bright Haven is for children, but in the grand scheme of things, you know, like, it's a book that anyone can read and understand and consume and digest, but she's not hiding things from you. She's not, you know, sugarcoating things or beating around the bush. Like, she is in your face with the things that she's trying to say, but in a way that's digestible and in a way that's entertaining and engaging. I don't know what else I could say. Like, this book was just absolutely phenomenal, and I think that anyone should read this book. The next book I read is Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. What? This ending? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I haven't read Morningstar yet because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm such a mood reader. It's so bad that I'm like, oh my god, I love this. I'm going to read the next one. And then I finish reading this book, and then the next book I pick up is something completely different. Like, the book I read after this was Blood Over Bright Haven. So this is really good. 4.5 stars. I don't remember what I gave Red Rising, but I'll put it somewhere. This series so far is absolutely phenomenal. I cannot wait to continue it. It is a series that I will be finishing in 2026. If you haven't picked it up yet, you need to. Pierce Brown is absolutely a phenomenal writer. I fear he can do no wrong, and I am absolutely scared and not ready for what's to come. The next book is Christmas on Fifth Avenue. I read this one on my Kobo. I gave this one 2.75 stars because I thought it was entertaining. I finished the book, but it just wasn't great, you know? Like, I enjoyed it enough. I think that if it was a little bit shorter, I probably would have rated it 3 stars, but because I felt like in the middle it dragged for a bit, I gave it 2.75. There's not really much to say about this one. It's just a cute holiday romance, and that's pretty much it. The next book that I read was Ruthless Fae in the Zodiac Academy series. This was a chunker of a book, but it reads really fast. Zodiac Academy is one of those series that I just am not sure about. Like, as I'm reading the book, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to pick up the next one. And then I get to the end and I'm like, what the heck? Why is this a cliffhanger? Like, I need to know what happened. So I have the first 4 books in the series. I think I will finish the first 4, but I don't know if I'll continue with the rest of the series. So I gave this one 3 stars. I thought it was fine and entertaining, a quick and fast read despite the length of this book. But it is a book that I softy-enoughed earlier in the year and then finished in December. The second to last book that I read in December was Discount Armageddon by Shawnee McGuire. I liked this book, and I think I would continue with the series if I didn't have higher priority series on my TBR. This was fun and entertaining, and I really liked the idea of this book, the concept of this book. It's about this girl who comes from a family that protects but also like hunts creatures that people don't know exist. So, you know, vampires, banshees, I don't know, other things like weird, creepy things like that, dragons, stuff, you know, things that go bump in the night sort of situation. And she runs into this guy who is from, I wouldn't say, they're not a family, they're more like a covenant or something like that. And they don't like her family, and he, throughout the book, you know, they become friends and whatever. So it's good, it's entertaining, but it does read a little bit young for me. I don't know how old this series is, but I do like Shawn McGuire's writing. She wrote this series, and I have enjoyed that series. Every book that I've read so far, I haven't finished it. There are a lot. Like I said, I might continue this series, and if I don't, it's not because I didn't enjoy it, but it's because there's other things that I prefer to read. And if I do, it probably won't be anytime soon. Again, because there's other things I'd rather be reading. But I did enjoy it. I gave it 3 stars. The first book I read in December, but the last book I'm going to be talking about in this video is Paper Names by Susie Lau. This book was really good. It's about different people. It follows multiple people over several decades and how their lives kind of intertwine, and in the end they all come together, and it was pretty sad. It's about a family who immigrates, I believe, from China, and just their lives here in America and how they're living as immigrants in the US. And there is also some drama and stuff like that. It's like a family drama. There is some mystery. I'm not really pitching it the right way. I kind of forgot a lot about this book, but it was really good. I gave it 3 stars. Oh no, I gave it 3.75 stars. So clearly I liked it. I would recommend it to people who like more of that family drama style. There are some sad things that happen in this book, so I would maybe look up the trigger warnings before you read it, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So those are the 12 books that I read in December. Tell me what your first read of 2026 is down below in the comments. I'd love to know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I try and post every Wednesday and Friday. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy seeing content from me, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!